Greetings and salutations. Thanks to right back some more Raid Shadow Legends, and today let's go over Siphi the Lost Bride, shall we? I got her on this my free to play account on a random void shard that I opened on a whim, and I was glad I did because Siphi is pretty amazing. Um, she is the Lost Bride of Rotos, the Lost Groom, who's currently a fusion event, which I'm kind of failing miserably at on this free-to-play account. So we're just going to kind of gloss over that. And instead, we're going to go over Siphi's kit here. She plays really interestingly, and all of her skills are great. But let's look at this A1 first of all. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a sleep for one turn if the target's turn meter is equal to or above 50%. Okay, so you have a choice, right? Say you have an opponent, you're in an arena, let's say, or wherever, and you have an opponent who's going to do their skill's about to go off, and you don't want that to happen. You can sleep them. It can't be resisted. So accuracy is an issue, resistance is an issue. It can't be resisted. So we say, oh, okay, I don't want this Gorgorab to pull this revive. Sleep them for a turn, and maybe hopefully then you can have the your skills have recharged enough so that you can deal with Gorgrab before you can get a revive off, something like that. Or heals all allies by 5% of their max hit points if the target's turn meter is below 50%. So if it seems like your team's okay, they're just a little bit low on health, let's do a quick 5% heal. And it's based on their hit points. So if your tank is below 50% and they have like a Sinesha or something, you know that you're going to get hit hard next turn, heal everybody up just by 5% and get them over the threshold, and then it's not as much of an issue. Very versatile A1. You can book that 80% chance to 100% chance, but for legendary books for that, I don't know how I'd feel about that. Whirlwind Romance is the A2. So here we have the Clarence in Alabama Whirlwind Romance. It fills the turn meters of all allies by 15% and places a block debuff buff, a 60% increased defense buff, and a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. So that's it's 3 awesome buffs on a native 5-turn cooldown that you can book down to 3 turns, and that's definitely worth it. I only have a few legendary books left after my Valkyrie, so I have not put any books in this champion yet. So I'm going to show you how she performs in battles that I've done with no books. And Love Beyond Death is her A3. Revives a single ally with 55% hit points and a full turn meter. Places a 50% increased attack buff and a 30% increased crit rate buff on that ally for 2 turns. So remember Friday the 13th when they're digging Jason up and lightning strikes him and he comes up and is a badass. This is what happens. This is the Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th Part 6 A3. It's great. It really is. Reviving full turn meter so you can attack right away is pretty awesome. She also has a passive, which is her Eternal Bond. Heals each ally by 15% of their max hit points at the start of their turn. Has a 40% chance of removing freeze and fear debuffs from each ally at the start of their turn, and removes all debuffs from Rotos Lost Groom at the start of the turn if they're on the same team. So Rotos gets a clean slate at the start of his turn. The one thing about this though is that if they have like poisons or HP burn or whatever on them, those will still go off before the freeze fear or the heal goes off. So say if you're spiders and you have like a dozen poisons, you're still gonna die before the heal kicks in, unfortunately. But what is kind of cool though, that 40% chance of removing freeze and fear, you can get it up to 50% chance with 2 books. And that kind of deals with all those irritating Halloween champions when they're stupid fears, right? Your Madame Ceres and your Miscreated Monster and your Harvest Jack. I can't tell you how frustrating it's been. Like, do something, guys! And they're like, no, we're too scared. So this helps mitigate that a little bit. So that's nice. Her kit is fantastic. These 4 skills are really good. She's actually, as far as I'm concerned, she plays a lot like Bad Elle does. Although Bad Elle does more damage and she is more healing. She's like more Healy Bad Elle. She's not quite as good, I think, as Bad Elle is, but she still really carries a heavy burden for your team. She also has an all resist by 80, which is not a bad aura at all. Masteries. Oh, look. No masteries whatsoever. I have not spent the time or the gems to get her masteries. If I did, I'd probably take offense all the way down to War Master. I'd probably take support from heals. Make sure you get the lay on hands, and then make sure you go down to lasting gifts. Those are probably the key ones to get on their side. You could potentially, I guess, go defense tree and get the two counterattacks. I guess if you wanted to, you can get counterattack heal, counterattack sleeps. You never know. That's probably subpar compared to the support tree. But again, I'll show you how she performs with crap gear. Look at that, all 8s. Her awesome skill set and no masteries, she still does good work. And total stats, you can see it's nothing. The hit points is not too bad for a mid-tier free-to-play player. Attack and defense doesn't really matter. Speed is key. You definitely want as much speed as you can possibly get. Crit rate, crit damage doesn't matter. Resistance is important, but accuracy is not important at all. Okay, let's look at what she can do for us in the arena, shall we? Alright, so here we go. This is a double Kale team, which could kill us right away, but they did not. Only one Kale was fast enough. And actually, there's a pause here, because I'm like, what? I'm still alive? How did this happen? So 2 Kales and Ithos and Miscreated Monster. So that's that's 3 damage dealers that can be irritating, a Miscreated Monster who's always irritating. I was able to get off my A2 on Siphi, and then that allowed my Tyrant to put his HP burn off right away, rather than having to put his defense up right away. All right, so we got a little bit of heal back from attacking the that other Kale. We have 1 Kale down, and let's see. I've decided to sleep the Ithos, and then we're going to work on Miscreated Monster a little bit. He's got a nice defense down. Okay, Miscreated Monster's down, so now we're kind of in easy mode now. Ithos is going to go down. We'll take care of the other Kale, no sweat. Probably just hit the auto button and let him finish up. Alright, let's see how our friend Siphi did. Am I going to tap to continue? Come on, let's go, guys. So she did 69,000 heals. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see if we can go in again. And this one is a little bit harder because we have a Crimson Helm who can be irritating with his block damage, and Apothecary Kale, and a Juliana. And Juliana hits really hard in arena initially, so you kind of have to watch out for that. Now, my Siphi is the fastest, but my Valkyrie is pretty fast too. So occasionally, they get knocked out of sync, and Valkyrie has to go first. Kind of an irritant, but what are you going to do? All right, let's see if I can take out Apothecary real quick. Close, but not quite. Using Crypt Witch's A3. Crypt Witch. God, I hate that name. It does not roll off the tongue. Crypt Witch is fantastic in arena. I wish that she was not so squishy, because you have to really build her for survivability, and that really impacts her damage. But her A1 is great against a lot of shield teams and Crimson Helm, because her A1 ignores shield and ignores block damage. And then she also has some ignore defense on her A2 and 3. You just have to kind of work it right. Basically, your opponent has to be faster than you for it to ignore defense. Okay, so we'll sleep Crimson Helm so he doesn't do any of his shenanigans. We'll take care of that Juliana who revived. Come on, buddy, you can do it. There we go. Alright, get some heals going. And we'll get the ignore defense going. And we should probably just put it on auto now, right? Come on, guys, put it on auto. Let's just take care of it. Crypt Witch will take her down. No sweat. Well, a little sweat because, like I said, she's has to be built for survivability. Now, I wonder though if I can re-gear her a bit now that I have Siphi, and see if I can squeeze some more damage out of her. Because right now, her hit points are super high, just so that she can survive the initial wave. All right, so there we go, no problem. An interesting thing here, I'm going to go into dragons, but I'm going to take in a team of scrubs. Okay, this is, I don't remember what level dragon it is, but these are all level 50s with no lifesteal gear. Actually, Coldheart has some lifesteal gear on it, but no one else does. The War Maiden is in Stalwart. The Blood Gorged is in random stuff. Crypt Witch is, of course, geared for arena. She's not geared to deal damage. So it's basically it's up to Siphi to keep everyone alive. And so I just started here at the boss. Just you can see how she performs here. Just the constant healing, the constant buffing. It just drags this horrible team. As you see, Coldheart only did 63,000 on her on her Heartseeker because I'm not working on these champions. I just have random stuff on there and I kind of test them out in different places. They're not designed with any theme in mind or any purpose in mind other than just let's throw some gear on them. Maybe I wanted to complete some challenges and missions, just by putting gear on them and leveling the artifacts. So that's it. They're not designed for anything. This is basically just Siphi through sheer force of will dragging them through this boss fight. Though we do say the ignore defense that Crypt Witch and Blood Gorged have are useful in Dragon, though not necessarily this level because the Dragon's still slow, and so the Crypt Witch's A3 won't trigger. She doesn't even try, I don't think. She just uses A1 and A2. Okay, we lost Blood Gorged, but I don't even think she bothers to bring it back up. She could Voorhees resurrect him, but yeah, she does. And there we go. And he goes in and just attacks with his A1 with some boosted crit and attack. And there we go. A victory. Oh no, I'm in the way. Here, let's move my face. Look at that. 556,000 heals. That is not a bad total for our friend Siphi. Okay, so let's look real quick. No, stop. Let's look at those champions, just so you can get an idea of what we did to drag through that level. That was Coldheart, 8s, 12s. There's no level 16 gear. She only has her 3rd ascension. It's all just not very good stuff that I have going on here. Look at, we have one level 14, one level 16, some 8s on the War Maiden, Blood Gorged, 12s. Right, and no masteries, right? None of these champions are any good, really. They're not built. She has a couple masteries, nothing special, right? And Siphi carried them, absolutely carried them through that dungeon. It's pretty impressive. Okay, so let's look real quick at ice golems. This is my my better team, I guess. So we have Valkyrie, my Kale, who's my campaign farmer, and Tyrant and Sinesha, who's also at level 60, but low. I don't have I think tier 3 masteries on her, and that's it. Tyrant's built, Valkyrie's built, and that's it. Kale's not even done. I haven't finished my Kale yet. He's only got up to tier 4. All right, so doing work. Alright, okay, she got stunned, but she's going to be okay. Another thing about her A2, while it blocked debuffs, it doesn't cleanse them. So if you have buffs on you, she can still trigger her A2, and it will not cleanse the debuffs. But, yeah, that's okay. Good enough for next time. All right, got the Whirlwind Romance going. Valkyrie's going ham. We're HP burning the husks. So Siphi does a lot of cool things. He actually opened up a really interesting passive on another champion. So I'm going to do a guide later on this a very unexpected champion. You would not expect to see anyone do a guide on this. It's probably a champion that most people forgot even existed, but it was so funny to see it in action that I had to. I'll just do a little funny video on that. So be sure to subscribe if you want to get a notification on that later on. I don't know when it'll be ready, but it's entertaining, I think. Yeah, I got some laughs and some chuckles out of what I was watching transpire. Okay, and this is going to be interesting too once we get this other minion down. I've always wanted to see this happen, but I can never actually make it happen, no matter how many poisons I put in here. But I have Kale poisoning, and you know that this, while you can manipulate the Ice Golem's turn meter, it doesn't really have much of an impact because his Frigid Vengeance that respawns his minions triggers off his the damage dealt to him, not necessarily his turn meter. So we, I think, well, let me watch his turn meter. Let me see. No, yeah, his turn meter goes, he's numbing, chilling. He should be resurrecting his minions now, doing Frigid Vengeance, but he is not. And I think that's because he actually passed the damage threshold via poison. If he passes the damage threshold via poison, he won't resurrect his minions. He doesn't do Frigid Vengeance. I don't know why not. But I've tried to manipulate it purposefully, and I can never do it on purpose, but on accident. And my other account has Draco, and yeah, poisons for days, and I can never make it happen. But it looks like it happened here. He definitely should have resurrected his minions by now, and he just has not done it. And I feel like he's done his turn meter at least twice. I think he does resurrect his minions here, but by then it's too late, yeah. Yeah, now we're just ignoring them and going straight for the boss. So that's Siphi carrying. I had not done this level before. This is 15, I think, and on my free-to-play account, I had not even attempted it. And yeah, and she again drags everyone through. Look at that, 800,000 heals. Astounding. This is a really, really strong champion. I highly recommend everyone get as lucky as I did in full Siphi. Yeah, I know. Void Legendaries, hard to come by. But she is definitely really game-changing. When you can slaughter into teams, and you don't necessarily have to gear for as much survivability as you did, because Siphi will just drag them through the content. It's really, really cool. So thank you. I appreciate your watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Throw me a like, and definitely subscribe so I can bring you guys some more stuff. I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. Enjoy and take care. See you guys.